Great conversations, a beautiful show that we bring to you issues about marriages, topics that build people up, so that to make sure that we are living a holistic life as a people. And today I'm joined with this great man here, life coach. This man is a youth leader, life coach, a mentor, and a motivational speaker. He's been doing this thing for long, man. He loves the Lord, and we are going to speak with him. My name is Mihona, Kenyanized from Mwangaza TV, and of course, I was born to make Jesus famous. And today is a beautiful moment, and I want us to go straight. As we welcome my brother Gabriel Mungai. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
I'm happy to have this conversation.
Yes.
And what are we dealing with?
Great. I think I love the statement that Pastor T always says.
Yes.
He always says that dating is for data. Dating is for data. Not just coffee and swimming around and then taking selfies.
Yes.
Because after you've taken all those selfies, it will reach a time in the house where real life is there.
Yes.
You don't know your wife's blood group.
Yes.
You don't know her her weaknesses.
Yes.
You don't know her HIV status. You don't know your man's HIV health status.
Yes.
Then when you reach in marriage, a child
You are surprised.
You are surprised. You are like, you can't conceive. Why?
What is the issue?
What is the problem? So those are maybe speaking about this. Maybe some of the things that maybe to know about your partner before even thinking of marriage.
The first thing I'll say is health status. And health, we mean like their blood group, if they have an ongoing health condition, what is their status, like go to the doctor and have them screened, have yourself screened and share that information, all right? So number one, health. Health is so key because we said that you don't just marry a person, you marry a package. They come with everything. They come with their health issues, their family issues, their problems, all kind of things. They'll bring them to you. So you must at least health, number one. Number two, know their natural inclination. This is what we call these things about personality. Know their personality. Are they a sanguine, a choleric? What personality do they carry? And how does that personality behave?
Yes.
Because that is how they are going to respond to you when you call.
For the rest of the 50
For
years.
the rest of your life. That's how they are going to behave in the house. So please know, ask them what is your personality type. And if they don't know, help them find it out. Then ask yourself, can I actually accommodate this kind of personality type? Okay? So find their personality type. The other thing is faith. You cannot ignore faith. Yeah. Paul says, do not be unequally yoked. Because faith determines the values that someone has. All right? The way they see women depends on their faith. The way they see men depends on their faith. The way they see cheating depends on their faith. The way they see submission, respect, it all depends on their faith. So you must ask yourself, what faith does this person have? And does it conflict with mine? Can we have a common reference? Can we refer to God, for example, if things went wrong? Can we all go back to the Bible and check what the Word of God says about the situation? Or is this person going this way while I'm going the other way? Because if you don't consider faith, the mannerism, the behavior of the other person is going to affect how you live together as a couple. The other thing you must consider is their finance. Siku hizi watu wanachukua loans. Wacha tu. Let us be honest. Watu wanafanya gambling. Sana. If you don't check out those things, ujue if you get married to my brother Mihona, he's going to marry you with his debt. And the day auctioneer comes, the bed you sleep on will go. The car you drive will go. You see. So you must ask someone, how are your finances? Do you have any debts?
Maybe even before you go finance, you should know what your partner does for a living.
The work.
Yes. What do they do?
What do they do?
Maybe they could be thieves.
Could be thieves.
Or wash people.
Yeah. You need to know the job they do.
Yes, they do.
What are they involved in? And what are they headed forward to? What is the vision? What are they carrying? What do they intend to do even after you come together? All right? So make sure you watch their finances. And let us mention about gambling. You want to be sure if your spouse is a gambler. Because gamblers can gamble everything you have in the house in one day. One day. A friend of mine gambled 400K in one day.
400,000.
400,000. He kept on putting a 50K, it disappears. He says, let me put another 50 so that I can get 100 and recover my other 50, another 100, just like that. And 400 was all gone in one Sunday afternoon. And
Sunday.
We were just sitting with him. In 2 hours, 400,000. So you want to be aware.
And he didn't give you an offering to the church.
No, this was money from his business. He was pulling from the business account, just pulling aviator, pulling, and that's how he lost it. So please, please, be careful to look at some of these things. It's a danger to walk in with someone who don't know their financial behavior, because they will take your money, they will spend it, and especially expenditure. You want to see, when Kevin gets some money, how does he behave?
Yes.
There are some men, when they get money, they are very arrogant.
Yes.
Even some women.
Very abusive.
Very abusive. So you want to ask yourself, how does this person really behave when they have finances?
And also you should know how they behave when they don't have.
And when they don't have, how do they behave? Because some fellows are very humble.
Yes, when they don't have.
When they don't have. And it could be they are treating you very well because they don't have. What about when they have? It is good to try all the sides of things and also see their expenditure pattern. There are people who have a spending spree. If they have 10,000 now, in the next 2 hours, nothing. Just 2 hours. They'll buy things they did not intend to. They just have a bad relationship with money. So these are things you should be fully aware of before moving into someone. The other thing maybe we should consider.
Maybe just before you go to the other thing, because there's a challenge whereby you don't know the secrets of this person. You know the past experiences. Maybe this guy was a gay, or the lady maybe did some abortions,
Or was married
before they have children.
have children that they are not talking about.
Yes. What about that, sir?
You cannot avoid the background. That's actually where I was coming from.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Make sure you look at the background of the person. Because when you study, you'll come to realize that people are not very different. And people don't change. They keep doing the same things every now and then. It's what we call patterns. People have patterns. And you need to look at the patterns, their behavior, their mannerism. How they have been behaving over time is actually what you expect to be going on when you get married. So if these guys have a record of cheating, they tell you that they were with this person, then they cheated on them with this other one because they did not like them, then they cheated with this other one because this one was not good. If you find such a pattern, expect it to happen. All right? Some other people, you'll hear someone who has a history, they had a kid, and they are lying to you outrightly, hiding a child. How can someone even hide a child? And if someone has a capacity to hide a child, what can they not hide?
Yeah, a lot of things.
A lot of things. So you have to ask the history of this person and discover how they have lived their life before. I always tell people, unless someone has come across and met Jesus, a lot of time, what you see is what you will get. A lot of time. Unless someone has a transformation that is godly, that has a spiritual backing, that they can change, most time, the life people have been living before you is the same lifestyle they will be living after you. And this is to say that if someone could not have stayed or dated pure, they insisted on having sex with you when you are dating, expect that they will not stay pure also in marriage. Someone said that it is not married people that become adulterers, but it is fornicating singles that become adulterers married.
They just graduate.
They just graduated to the next level.
The sexual sin graduates from fornication to adultery.
Yes. So if these are challenges that someone has already during dating, you should obviously expect them afterwards. So what we are saying is that look at the background of this person. As a person, before now we go to the family. As a person, what are the patterns you can pick from their background? Are they con men? There are people who keep telling you, oh, I will do this. For example, I met a guy who was promising a lady to build a business for her. Immediately they got married. But I told the lady, let us do a small assessment. Does he have a business? No.
He doesn't have.
Has he ever owned a business? No. What has he been doing in the last 5 years? He has not been employed since he left campus. So I'm asking the lady, how on earth will a person who has never owned a business, never had a job, now suddenly give you a business? You see, the pattern is off. It doesn't tell you about, the history tells the man off. So look at the background and trust it, because what you see is what you will get. All right? But the other part of history, looking at someone's background, is looking at the kind of struggles they have gone through. Now, there are different people who have gone through very different situations. For example, I was working with one person who told me that he was introduced to pornography by his brother when he was 5 years old.
5 years.
He has watched pornography since now he was 27 years. This kind of a person, this history has affected them in a certain way. So you must ask yourself, am I able to live with this kind of a person because of the history they have had and how it has affected them? All right? Because they carry a promiscuous mind. They look at women and all they see is undressing. They look at a woman and he undresses her. Immediately he sees a woman, he undresses her in his mind. That is the kind of a person you are going to be with. There are some ladies who have been raped. They have a serious case of abuse. Have they been healed? Have they healed from such traumas? There are some gentlemen who have been abused, molested, some of them beaten up. So you want to look at some of the struggle people have gone through and what they have become after such struggles. And then the question is, can you accommodate that? Do you think that is the right person to be with in marriage? Because if you ignore it, it will come out once you step in the marriage. All right? A guy I was talking to, he went to do a wedding. The lady had anger issues. So family came when the lady entered. She was walking along the aisle. The family embraced her and called her our wife. The lady got so angry and told the mother and the family that I am not your wife. I am your son's wife. How can you call me your wife? And she left the wedding.
She left the wedding the same day?
She left the wedding. So the guy had to run to her and convince her and come back and do the wedding. If you marry such a person who has capacity of that level of anger, how do you think the life is going to be afterwards?
If she can do that in her wedding ceremony.
On her wedding day.
What about you two of you in the house?
Yes.
When something has happened?
You are going to eat a knife. So these are serious issues that we cannot ignore. Serious issues. So you must look at someone's background. And to extend the background, you must look at the other part, the parents, the family. All right? And the family is to ask yourself, now, if I am going to be married to Mihona, how is the family like? How is his mother and his father like?
How will it receive me?
Where am I going? Because you are entering into this space and we have said you are going to receive him as a package. How will you manage the situation there with this kind of parents? Are they hospitable? How do they treat people? How are they like? Because these are people, they are going out to become your family. Once you get married, they are now your family. So how are you going to go about it? So it is key that you look at some of these things. And I like to make a point that these are the things that are discussed in premarital counseling. Yes. So anyone who skips premarital counseling, they go blind without knowing most of what we are talking about. When you go for premarital counseling, a counselor will ask you almost all of those things we have mentioned. And they will want you to explain your position in regards to those things. And if you cannot explain your position, it means you are also not ready for marriage. You see, marriage is somewhere where people get exposed.
Yeah.
I've actually come to discover that marriage, once you marry as a man and a woman, then there is a second part that happens. You will fight because of the differences that you have. You start colliding. One day at a time, you collide. But as you collide, you learn. You collide and learn. Collide and learn. And that is when you hear that people have eventually become
one.
It is by the second birth, moving from a man into a husband, from a woman into a wife. You see, when you become husband and wife, you become one. But it takes some process, some collision, some agreements, and some disagreements. That is what now births the new generation that we call the married. That is what you become. So you must be as informed as possible.
Here about In Pursuit of Growth. Personally, I've read this book and it's so inspiring.
Thank you.
And when you read this one, my dear viewer, you will be a great person, a great woman, or a great man.
Yes.
Because they are full of, the book is full of wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah, so where can people get the book?
Yeah, you can get the book directly from us. We ship all around the world. Just find us on Facebook, Gabriel Mongai. It's a Facebook page. Or you can inbox us. Our WhatsApp is open, 0719-489-372. For those that are outside the country, +254-719-489-372. You contact us. We'll make sure you get the copy so that you can start your journey of growth.
Wow. Thank you very much, my dear viewer. It has been an interesting episode. I know and I believe you've been blessed. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can press that button over there so that whatever we upload our content, you'll be the first one to know of it. So thank you so much. My name is Mihona Kenyanized. It's always a pleasure to have you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you very much. Cheerio. Good night or good morning. Good night or good morning. Good night or good morning. Good night.